Alrighty, guys, so even though the markets have been a disaster, we still got to break down some charts, and you all saw the title. We have to go over 7 stocks that I'm looking at right now in these markets, so we're going to break those down in this video, and we're going to go over what my thoughts are on the overall market. So sit back, relax, take a sip of whatever you guys got. In this case, I got me some water, and if you all find value, hit that like button, subscribe, and feel free to get your 15 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit. Each of those could be up to $2,000, linked right down below, and let's dive into the video. So look at this, guys. SPY ended up closing down 0.25%, and by the way, today was a mixed bag. I mean, we had SPY down again 0.25%, Dow down 0.4%, but we had the Russell up 0.4%, as we had the NASDAQ 100 close up about 0.15 to almost 0.2%. And funny enough, we had the VIX up about 1% on the day as well, which, look at this, guys. We'll pull up the VIX chart. This is getting awfully close to the mid-30s. In fact, earlier in the day, VIX was in the mid-30s. It was at 34 roughly earlier in the day. And if you pull up the 4-hour chart and look at it, we're now approaching a peak here. So, well, I don't want to say it's the top or the peak per se, but it's a big resistance here on the VIX. So I'm not going to lie, looking at this and judging off of what we've seen over the past couple of months, the markets in general now are very in need of a relief rally. And that's not to say tomorrow might not be red. For all we know, we might have red days for the next day or 2 or 3 days. But if the VIX gets to the mid-30s, to the 40s, even near 40, it's going to come a time where we're going to get some sort of a relief rally, a couple of days, maybe a week, who knows? And we're going to get the whole cycle to play out all over again, which by that I mean, it seems like at least throughout the course of the year, the VIX was in mid-30s, high 30s at its peak, and then as the VIX gets down towards 20, that's been a good time to buy stocks. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is, as the VIX has been getting towards mid-30s, near 40 throughout the course of this year, that has been a good time. In the very short term, just judging off of this year so far, that's been a good time to buy some stocks. So in this case, maybe buy, let's say if I wanted to do this strategy, which I might buy some, couple months out call options on SPY, maybe, just straight up buy SPY or VOO, buy some shares and hold on, because if this does play out, maybe we do get VIX 35, SPY gets down to whatever. If it breaks 360 like we've covered before, it's going to see a leg down probably towards 350, and in that case, if it gets down to 350, guys, it's going to be in even more need of a relief rally, right? And at that point, if we get the 350, VIX is at 35, 36, whatever, we get VIX back down to 25 on a relief rally, we could see SPY coming back towards 380, 385, 390 even, maybe even higher, maybe a little lower, who knows? But all I'm trying to say is VIX is very elevated, and historically, based on this year, each time we've gotten to this point, stock market has seen a bit of a rally, and I'm not saying we're going to go back to all-time highs or anything crazy like that. All I'm saying is a little relief rally based on what I'm, noticing here on the VIX. And you guys can probably see the same thing here on Triple Q, because it's the same thing. If we take out 270, like I've said, we're going to get way oversold. VIX is going to be high, very high at that point, higher than what it is now, and we're just going to be in need of a rally. So at this point, guys, for me, that's kind of what I'm looking to do. Maybe gonna play some calls. I haven't done that. I haven't bought calls in a while. I can't even remember the last time, but I will potentially be doing that. Potentially, and I'm not gonna play the week out calls or 2 weeks out even. I'm gonna give myself a couple of months probably, and I got to look at the options chain. I have to go figure out which calls I might consider buying, and I might play that short relief rally. It's gonna be a very small portion of my portfolio, but that's kind of what I'm looking to do in the short term, or like I said, maybe just straight up buy some, SPY, Triple Q even, or VOO. Any of these could be great options. Or if you're a little bit more risky, and you really want to maximize your returns, which, full disclosure, guys, I don't trade these much anymore, but You could if you want to, and by the way, they're very risky. You can look at some leverage ETFs, SPXL, yeah, that's what it's called, right? Yeah, SPXL. This goes up whenever the S&P goes up at a 3x rate, though. So let's say the S&P goes up 1% one day, SPXL is going to be going up 3%. Maybe we get a rip-your-face-off rally in the stock market for a week or two, maybe longer, maybe less. Maybe SPY goes up or triple Q, whatever, but in this case for SPXL, it's SPY. If it goes up 10%, we're talking SPXL could be going up 30%. It's possible. So, well, that's how these work at the end of the day, guys. So if you want to take some risk, I'm not telling you what to do, but SPXL, that's one worth looking at, and TQQQ is one worth looking at as well. This one is the same thing pretty much, but it tracks the NASDAQ 100. So let's say the NASDAQ one day goes up 2%, 3%. This is a 3x leverage. It's going to go up 6, 9%, again, depending on what QQQ goes up. So those are some thoughts, guys, what I'm thinking right now and just kind of what I'm seeing with the VIX. It's getting to a point where I'm getting tempted, to be honest, to go long, even on maybe some smaller, higher growth stocks, kind of that I'd bank on rallying way more aggressively in the case of a relief rally, right? Let's say I'm throwing one out there, but maybe something like a SoFi. It's a little bit risky for sure, but in the case of a relief rally, guys, could this go from $5? Could it rip to the mid sixes? Heck yeah, it could. It could go up 25, 30%, maybe even more. It might not even go up that much, but who knows, right? It's possible. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe some smaller cap, high growth stocks, maybe some call options, and or maybe just as simple as straight up buying some QQQ or S&P 500. That's what I'm looking to do for a short-term trade here. And I'm gonna give it some time. We shall see, and of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we're gonna be doing updates every day, and you guys do not want to miss those updates. So with that being said, cheers. Let me get some water in my system. If you guys are finding value in the video, hit that like button. I really appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, let's take a look at some stocks. So I got Tesla in my comments the other day, and as always, if you want me to talk about any stocks, drop me a comment down below, ticker symbol, the stock. It could be multiple ones. I don't care. Drop the comments down below. Tesla was in a comment, and today I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, look at that. Tesla went up 7%, or $7 rather, about 2.5%, closed above $280 a share. And it's still under the moving averages, under the 180 and the 50 here on the 4-hour chart. So that's one thing worth mentioning, but we're getting close. I think mid 280s, low 290s, that's going to be a big resistance coming up for the stock. If we're able to get, let's say, just above 290 in general, in my opinion, on Tesla here, I'll put my alert there right now, we are going to start seeing a push probably towards 315.20. I could see that, maybe not 20, but for sure 315. I could see that definitely happening. 290 breaks, we break the moving averages, boom. We could be going to 310, 315, in my opinion, on Tesla. So I like it. They're reporting earnings, it seems like, in October. So they're coming up, guys. These earnings season, it's about to get fun again. We've been through about a couple of weeks now of just kind of boring times in the market. Sure, we've had the Fed, we've had Jerome Powell, we've had a lot of things going on across the Atlantic Ocean. Well, I guess depending on where you're watching this video, I'm filming in the United States. So we've had a lot going on in Europe, Russia, all that stuff. But in terms of companies' earnings, it's been a little quiet the past couple of weeks, but we're going to start seeing these companies coming in. And we have Tesla next month in about 3 weeks from now, which it's going to be a big one, guys. It is going to be a big one. The next one here is CF Industries, which went up 6% on the day. And it's under the moving averages. That's one thing worth mentioning. We also have a death cross, but we are actually, as of now, holding an uptrend. You guys see this? If I pull up the oval tool, look at this. We have a higher low made here. Got another couple made right there. Boom. And right now, we're holding right around 88, 90. We're in the mid-90s now. Buying pressure's coming in. So this, in my opinion, it's well on its way to potentially breaking out. It's not fully doing it yet. I'd say if we break 100, that's where we're going to really start seeing some upside here, or a shot probably back towards those highs from a couple weeks ago. And we're almost there, guys, which is why I'm covering it here in this video. So I just set my alert at 100, right at the moving averages. We're $4 away. I mean, guys, today the stock went up $5.50. So this could happen very quickly. This could happen in a day or two. It might happen in a week or two. It might happen in a month or two. We shall see. I like CF Industries here. Keep your eyes on it, guys. And another one is Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLH. Let's pull it up. Well, I guess Norwegian Cruise Line, if we want to be exactly technical here with what the company's actually called. But overall, it went up 4.3% on the day today. And look at this uptrending channel, guys. Could you talk about a textbook uptrending channel? Look at that. We held the bottom here at about 13.20. Now we're pushing $14 a share. And you can see as well, on top of that, we actually slightly closed above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour time frame here. And in the mid-14s, we got the 50 SMA. If this point breaks, we're probably going to complete what we've been doing, or not complete, but, what's it called here? Repeat. That's what I'm trying to say. Repeat what we've done time and time again over the past couple of months here on Norwegian. Look at this. This stock has ran to the top of the channel and has pulled back to the bottom of the channel time and time again. We're talking probably 10 times over the past couple of months, and it looks like it's doing the same thing, guys. It looks like it's doing the same thing. So my alert's at 1450. If that breaks, we're probably going 16s. We might be even going towards 17 if this thing really, really gets hot. So another one here that I want to talk about. And by the way, if you guys haven't gotten your 15 stocks for Moomoo yet, use my link down below. It's free money. All you got to do, use that link, deposit at least $100, which then you can take out that 100 if you don't like Moomoo, and you get 15 stocks each up to $2,000. You could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. Just down below. Use those links down below, guys. It also helps out the channel. And with that being said, let's continue. Keurig Dr. Pepper, KDP. This went down 3.5% on the day. And this kind of looks like CF Industries a little bit. The chart does, right? CF Industries, well, the only difference is this went up. CF went up 6%, where KDP went down about 4%. That's the only difference on the day today. But overall, it's kind of in the same spot where KDP, or in a similar spot where KDP could potentially be at a higher low right now, but we're just not getting the buying pressure quite yet. Not even close, right? If you guys take a look here on the 4-hour, it's a falling knife. We are oversold, but it's a falling knife with no signs of buying yet. But if you pull back the layers a bit, the yearly chart, the 3-year chart, you're going to be like, oh, all right, it got too hot at $41. I think that's an all-time high on the stock. So it hit an all-time high, got too hot. It's just pulling back. That's all this is, right? And it looks like if I extend this or just draw a trend line, we're now holding, or we're right at a point where historically, looking at this 3-year chart, buyers have come in. So I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if around 34, 35, heck, here where we are, $36, if we start to get some sort of relief rally on KDP. I really would not be surprised. And maybe it goes down a little bit more in the short term, but hey, I see a relief rally coming. We got to wait for the consolidation, though. We got to wait for the buying pressure, which we're not getting yet, but keep your eyes on it. And another one here that's breaking to the downside. It's not looking good, but who knows? Maybe a relief rally could be in store. It's Coca-Cola, guys. Look at this. Have you seen this chart look this ugly before? I mean, it's probably looked worse, but actually, no. Now that I'm looking at it, back in the middle of May, Coca-Cola went from $67 to $59 in a couple of days, probably in a day or two there. But that's the last time it's looked this bad. I mean, look how bad Coca-Cola has dropped in the past couple of weeks, even in the past couple of days. I mean, this thing from the beginning of, when was this? Rather, the middle of August, it is down 14%, which to some people out there with some crazier stocks, and Coca-Cola is not even a crazy stock by any stretch of the imagination, but you might scoff at a 14% loss. You're probably like, oh, that's it? I have a stock that's down 80%. Well, okay, fine. Coca-Cola is probably not that bad compared to other stocks, but the chart looks horrible. I mean, it's free falling right now. It's a falling knife. Today it went down 2.6, but I think it could be setting up for a rally. We're not getting it yet, And by rally, I mean a relief rally. We're not getting it quite yet, any signs of it, but I mean, guys, look how oversold this is. I mean, this has got to see at least a little bit of a consolidation. I mean, maybe a little bounce back towards the mid 57s, maybe towards $58 roughly. These are some, they were support levels. Now they're resistance points from a couple months ago. You guys see that? I just drew them out. So maybe we get a little bit of a push there. And that could be where we come in and make a quick little profit. Because like I've been saying, guys, in these markets, you got to be nimble. You can't expect to buy and hold a stock for a week and have it work all the time. Because these markets are changing every single day. It's not 2020 anymore where you could buy a stock on a dip on one day and the next week it's already rebounded. These aren't the same markets that we're dealing with. So we got to be careful. We got to be nimble. We got to be in and out. And that's just the reality of the matter. So Coca-Cola, KO, watch it. Another one that I'm looking at is ticker symbol ZS, which went up 2.1%. And this looks awfully a lot like the Norwegian cruise line chart, right? We're at the bottom of this channel. We're not quite yet breaking out of the moving averages, but we're pretty dang close, right about 165, 70-ish bucks. So I'm going to put my alert maybe right between there. Let's do it at maybe 167. If ZS breaks out of there, guys, we could be going up to the top of this channel. We're talking 185, 90, maybe even towards 200. And I'm not going to jump the gun and be like, oh, we're going straight to 200, but we're just thinking, out loud here based on what we're seeing here on this chart and how things have played out over the past couple of months, really. You can see here again, this is a lot like NCLH's chart where we've been uptrending nicely and, it's done the same thing pretty much 8, 9, 10 times over the past couple of months. So ZS, NCLH, keep your eyes on it. And another one that's just so brutally oversold. Maybe not as bad as Coca-Cola, but it's getting there. It's McDonald's, guys. McDonald's got destroyed today, went down 3%. Notice how the Dow just did not do well at all today. Awful day for the Dow. It was the worst index out of them all. McDonald's went down 3%, like I said, and overall from this all-time high at about 268, it is now down almost 12% in just the past roughly month and a half. So it is in correction territory now officially. And was that the all-time high? Let me see. No, that was actually not the all-time high. 267 was not the all-time high, guys. All-time high is actually at 271. That was hit back in the beginning of this year of 2022. So McDonald's right now, to me at least, looking at this chart, it kind of looks a little toppy. And who knows? It could get worse. For sure, anything could get worse. But like I said, with the other stocks, it's oversold. Even on this 3-year chart, it's getting pretty oversold. So it might come down a bit more, but I'd say around 220, 225-ish, maybe even 230, which is only $6 lower from where we are now. That is where I could see buyers slowly creeping in here on McDonald's. And that's where I'd suspect we get some sort of rally. And that could come here in the next couple of weeks, guys. Look at this chart that I'm drawing out. This could be coming very soon. So overall, Tesla, TSLA, you guys know the ticker for that one. We had CF in this video, NCLH, KDP, Coca-Cola, ZS, and McDonald's. Those are 7 stocks that I'm looking at in the midst of this chaos right now. And like I said in this video, guys, you got to be nimble. You got to be careful. And if you think a trade that you're going to make is too risky, or you think, maybe I shouldn't do this, we got a Fed meeting coming up, or earnings are coming up, or whatever, right? If you don't think it's going to work out, just don't force anything. This is a market where maybe having a little extra cash, it might be the smart thing to do. It just might be the smart idea to have. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe and check out my Patreon if you want to join that. That's linked right down below. And feel free to get your 15 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull. If you guys like free money, use those links down below. And all those links help out the channel. Full disclosure, guys. So with that being said, cheers. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.